A.S. King's Dig is a complex surreal tale that focuses on the Hemmings family, intertwining the stories of five estranged cousins as they navigate their individual lives. As the story is narrated through the perspectives of Marla, Gottfried, and their five grandchildren, the Shoveler, the Freak, Can I Help You, Loretta, and Malcolm, we see the intersection between generational trauma and the systemic oppression that white privilege upholds. As we expose the family secrets, King shares how white supremacy shapes our systemic values and necessity of digging up the raw in order to face these issues head on. The role of the family and how they respond to white privilege can be analogized using the metaphor of putting together a jigsaw puzzle. In a jigsaw puzzle, there are various moving parts that come together in order to expose the larger image. Gottfried are represented by the frame of the puzzle. They, like the frame, view themselves as holding the family to their standards. The rest of the puzzle is expected to snap into place and mold themselves around their frame. As the grandparents, Marla and Gottfried are also the head of the lineage. They set the foundation, not only in how they built their legacy in the town, but also for the Hemmings family. Without the frame of the puzzle, you would not have the rest of it. Likewise, without the grandparents, there would not be generational trauma that influences how the parents raise our narrators and shape their perspectives. As the secrets of the family get uncovered, we can equate this to putting the entire puzzle together. Each of the characters have been shaped by the different aspects of their lives. For example, the jigsaw puzzle is made up of 5 different pieces. In Dig, the Freak interacts with the Shoveler. She's able to communicate directly to the Shoveler to tell him that he will find a lot underground if he keeps digging. As we learn at the end of the novel, the Freak is ultimately dug up by the Shoveler. The Freak connects with the Shoveler to push him forward, much like how the puzzle pieces connect in order to put the puzzle together. But who is putting the puzzle together? The hands that put the puzzle pieces together can be equated to Can I Help You and Malcolm. Both of these characters are the most outspoken in the narrative about recognizing the effects of white privilege and beginning to dismantle oppression. Can I Help You witnesses racism firsthand as her black childhood best friend Ian is continuously scrutinized by her overtly racist mother. The guilt and embarrassment she feels by her mother's racism makes her home life intolerable, and she puts a greater distance between herself and Ian. She, although it is important to note, continues to enjoy the benefits of white privilege and wealth, loves Ian, and tries to be an ally. She's opposed to oppression, but she's not being actively anti-racist. This is like putting together certain parts of the puzzle. For example, if you put together a corner of the puzzle, there is some level of achievement. Can I Help You is just beginning to understand oppression and recognizes allyship begins with recognizing one's own role as the oppressor, but this is not the overt rejection of white privilege. Malcolm, on the other hand, is like putting together the puzzle pieces. He is shaped by the experience he has had traveling with his dad, knowing that his dad will soon die. He is resentful of how Marla is willfully ignorant to oppression and says that she doesn't realize that the world was made for people like her. Since Malcolm is exposed to the struggles of poverty and marginalization through his crush Eleanor's experiences and his time in Jamaica, he is repulsed by the status endowed to him by generations of white privilege. The puzzle finally snaps together when Malcolm recognizes that he must seek out individuals who need to be educated, starting in his own home. This is like when you put together multiple pieces of the puzzle, but add the piece that links them together. When this piece links the other pieces together, the final image seems as if it is more and more in reach. Malcolm realizes that he has the power to link his family to anti-racism, much like how these puzzle pieces link together the full image. The Freak ultimately is the final piece in the puzzle. As we see the cousins meet and interact at Easter, we see how the cousins come together to discuss how the Freak has visited all 4 of them, leaving them all with different things. Moreover, the Freak reveals how the rot of oppression has tainted the entire family. When we figure out the last piece of the puzzle, it is also bittersweet. The puzzle is completed and we now see the full picture, but this marks the end of the activity. In seeing the full picture, we learn that greed trickles down in many ways. We learn from the Freak that Marla and Gottfried also suffer from depression and anxiety, things that will be passed down to the cousins genetically. The Freak has closure when Bill and Jake, her killers, are sent to prison, and when her cousins are connected. There is an end to this puzzle. Now is on to the next. At the end of the novel, Gottfried discusses how the Freak has been talking to him all along. As the novel comes to a close, we can use a post-colonial lens to reflect on how King suggests that Malcolm and Gottfried will center There are future discussions surrounding their white privilege and how they continue to benefit from privilege. It is clear that we see how Can I Help You shows us growth from a passive to active role. When the Hemmings are able to confront their white privilege and the role it plays into their family's identity, it is clear that the next generation of Hemmings aim to confront and dismantle oppression using their privilege. Malcolm will start with the next 2 years he lives with Marla and Godfrey, exposing them to new perspectives and showing them how crucial it is to take an active role. The novel relies on the postcolonial lens to examine how crucial it is to take an active role in dismantling white supremacy, oppression, and generational trauma.